Time for another stock review. This time we're talking Skywater, SKYT. We're talking chips. We're talking AI. Absolutely a chip manufacturer, of course, massively important these days. And this is another stock that we like. But can you make money from this stock? Does this stock make money at the end of the day? If you are investing in it, can you make money? Do the numbers add up? Well, we're going to go through all of that now. We're going to scratch our chin and we're going to look like we know what we're talking about. There we go. And we're going to look at Skywater Technology. So what is it? What is it? We're going to start off nice and simple, and I'm going to give you a full review of this stock. It's open and real and honest. No one pays me or sponsors me to give these reviews. I use the most advanced algorithmic software. During this review, if you tap the like button, and only if you tap the like button, if you don't see it. It's like magic, really. Or click subscribe or ring the bell, or do both. It's fantastic. What you're going to see on this review is you're going to see information from the website. You're going to see information comparing to the S&P 500. You're also going to see the latest news and innovations, what's going on there on the company. Also, we're going to cover the back test, full back test, profitability, solvency score, who's buying on the inside, the short interest, who's selling, latest news, all of that stuff, the balance sheet, the profitability, the whole thing. So you can make an informed decision, an intrinsic value, everything. So you can decide whether it's a good time to buy this stock or not. And remember, everything I do here is unbiased and completely impartial. I only own the S&P. I can't pump and dump stock. I don't own it. However, I do rank number one on Google and YouTube for most of the stocks that I cover. So don't be surprised if this ranks number one very quickly on Google and YouTube. It probably will. Now then, if you are an investor in this stock and you like it and you want to, support the company, or perhaps you'd like to let more people know about it, one of the services that I provide is we do Meet the CEO. You can invite the CEO onto the show through investor relations. You can tag this video in, or you can create a group. Now, if you're one of my members, if you create a Reddit channel on your favorite stock or stocks, maybe you'll have reddit.com/Skywater. You might be the first to do it, and I will support you. You can build your own community around the stock. I will provide you this video. You can put it on the page. And if we do earnings, you can cover the earnings, and you can build a whole community around it. That way, you can grow a community around the stock. I do that for all my members. I will support you. And that way you can invite the CEO on the show. We can interview them. And as we rank on Google and YouTube, a lot more attention will get drawn to the stock. And you might like that as an investor, because you want to make money, but also you want to let the world know about the company. So you can do that. The invitation to the CEO is below in the description of this video. So you might like to go and look for that. This is being made during a live video. So you might get some comments on the screen. People might engage in this, as this will be an evergreen video on YouTube and Rumble. So let's now go straight in. We'll look at the basic line chart first of all, and you can see the stock did open here at 15.50, popped all the way up to 34.24, and now it's at $9.26. A lot of volatility here, but that looks like a typical IPO though. You always get this explosion and then it falls away, and then it kind of goes sideways with some volatility in between. It's only been around since 2021, so we can forgive that stock for that. I'm okay with that. Skywater Technology is a holding company. It engages in the provision of semiconductor development, manufacturing services, and packaging services. The company was founded in October the 3rd, 2016, even though it's now gone public later, and is headquartered in Bloomington, MN. The listed name is SKYT, is Skywater Technology. There you go. Thomas J. Sonderman is the CEO. I'd love to have Thomas on the show, and I've explained already how you can bring Thomas on the show. If you'd like to do that, that'd be absolutely great. Okay, what about the employees? 731, Minnesota, founded in 2076. Maintenance requirement, it's mid to high risk, this one, no doubt about it. Maintenance requirement is 60%. Okay, Initial requirement 68%. So it's high risk if you're doing it on margin. The market cap is 462. Price to earnings ratio negative 15.30. So it's losing money. 52-week high 12.97. 52-week low 4.73. So and right now we're at 9.96. Okay. Average volume is 670,000. Today's 129. Very low volume. In other words, if you buy this stock and you want to sell it, you might have to sell it for a lower price because no one's buying. Not that much volume on this stock. We like high volume stocks. Not always a good thing though. You need to understand that. Right, what about the earnings? Are we moving in the right direction? Well, we've been losing money. 22 improved, 22. Then it started to fall away then, and it's been consistently falling away until Q4 of 23. Then things did improve. And the next earnings will be on May the 6th, which we're expecting it to increase again, from estimates anyway, at least. So this is perhaps moving in the right direction. If we can get a beat here, potentially the company could become cash positive. Always very, very good for a stock if that happens. Who else is investing in this stock? Palantir, great company, overbought. SoFi could be great, but the CEO talks rubbish. SoundHound, that's an interesting stock. A lot of attention to that stock at the moment. Intel, a great company. UPath, I've not researched it. Rocket Lab, up today. A lot of volatility though, potentially a great company for the future, but a lot of volatility on these stocks. That's what you're going to get, but you can see that already because the investors that own this stock are in other volatile stocks. Okay, before we go into the heavy numbers, let's go and look at a bit more about the business. Okay, so we're now going to look to get into the more of the business. Here's our AI robot. We love this guy. He always pops in when things are looking good. As we reach out, do you like that little link there? Yeah. Reach out, like the video, and go into further information. There we go. All right. So we streamline the concept to production journey, bringing ideas to life. This is their website. Let me zoom in so you can see that more clearly. Commercializing new ideas takes courage. It can be challenging to innovate and prepare to enter the market simultaneously. Our technology as a service business model streamlines the path to production for customers with development services, volume manufacturing, and the heterogeneous integration solutions. I'm glad this is not pharmaceuticals because I get all kinds of fancy words. Shouldn't be too bad today here. Technologies. We enable innovators to with diverse technology categories. MEMS, rad-hard, mixed signal CMOS, superconducting, photonics, power management, and more. All right. Okay. Let's look at the latest news on the company. We've seen some recent news just over here. We're going to report it to you now. Some latest news on the stock. Here it is. Custom device ready from Skywater's Design Partner Network. Custom device ready chips from Skywater's Design Partner Network by Dan Rakowski, Blue Water blog. Let's have a look. What did he say here? By Dan Rakowski, Platform Sales Director. We're midway into March, but still early in the year. And if you haven't tackled your technology resolutions, we're ready to assist you. I like this, the fact they have a blog by Dan Rakowski. Maybe you'd like Dan on the show. They obviously like to get their story out. We can certainly assist with that, and I'd love to have Dan on the show, talk to him and talk to him about his blog, talking about the company. We'd love to hear from Dan. Set up that Reddit channel, set up that Facebook page, that group. I will provide you with the information and the earnings and the reports and the analysis. You can grow a great group and invite Dan onto the show. That would be great. We're ready to assist with our newly launched Design Partner Network, which offers ACIC design support and long-term silicon supply. We're also very pleased to introduce a new design partner, which is that Sensei? Sensei. Sensei ICs. It is Sensei ICs Corporation. There you go. Sensei's just got a promotion. Very nice. Procure innovative design expertise. Our DPN combines innovative design experience from industry leaders, Front Grade, IC Enable, and Sensei. Not exactly. I'm just playing on words there. And trusted semiconductor. This ecosystem enables solutions that are tailored to support unique application designed demand profiles, quality and supply chain needs. From design requirements to test parts, we have you covered. Okay. We need to go into the numbers. We've seen a little bit, introduce the company to you, but now let's go and find out whether we can make money on this company. Let's go and dissect all the numbers and see if we can actually make some money on this company. Let's start with the intrinsic valuation. Have you tapped the like button yet? Have you done a super chat and a comment that reads out in the video yet? I don't know. Maybe you have, maybe you haven't. All right, I know you haven't done the super chat because I'd see it. Right, let's have a look. Undervalue, 20%. Is it a reliable intrinsic value? Yes, it is. It's reliable. No warnings here. What is an intrinsic value? There is what an intrinsic value is. You might like to... let me just get that there. You might like to pause the screen and read that for yourself to learn what an intrinsic valuation is. Got it? Okay, let's now go into the intrinsic valuation in more detail. We're seeing a 20% undervalue. We're saying it's worth 12.33 base case, worst case 10.38, still on the upside, and the best case 36%. Very, very nice indeed. Valuation looks good. Intrinsic valuation looks good. Let's zoom on down, run a back test in real time. Let's run it from my software. And the correlation between the price and valuation is 6%. You might want to pause that and zoom into that as well, if that provides you with more information. Q4. Here is the Q4 earnings. Now, what we want to hear is about good growth going forward. Skywater Technology marked a successful conclusion of fiscal year 2023 with record revenues of 79 million in Q4, an 11% increase from the prior quarter, driven by strong performance in its Advanced Technology Services (ATS) development business. Despite a continued decline in the wafer services segment due to softening industrial demand, the company achieved a 35% annual revenue growth. Looking ahead, Skywater anticipates Q1 of 24 revenue to be around 80 million, with ATS revenues expected to grow by 10 to 20% for the full year. Very good. The company is also forecasting a significant reduction of at least 50% in wafer services revenues. Reduction of at least 50% in wafer service revenues. Despite these challenges, Skywater aims to continue transforming its businesses, focusing on high growth ATS development. Incoming customer funded CapEx is set to bolster efforts to expand capabilities and minimize internal capital requirements. Notably with improved operational efficiencies and customer-funded investments. Skywater is optimistic about turning the corner to profitability in the second half of 2024. Very good. If we get there, we do seem to be trending up on the earnings. This could be very, very good news for the stock. Fundamentals, financials, up 8% on the most recent range. Wouldn't call it an S-curve, but things are expected to improve. Operating income up 9% and expecting that to continue. Net income is down 3% on the most recent range, but we are expecting to turn that around very soon. Financing cash flow up 25%. Very good. Investing cash flow is down 30%. That's a positive. Okay. Operating income negative 63%. Okay. Balance sheet. Look at the balance sheet. 299.7 million, of which 17 million is in cash. We have some cash. The liabilities is a bit close to the assets for my liking, the ratio, but nevertheless, it's still It's still not an upside down balance sheet. We don't want more liabilities than assets, but we do have 17 million in cash. Let's look at the debt position. Long-term debt, 47 million, which equates to 19% of the liabilities. Now, 19% is okay. We can live with that. Rates coming down in the summer, that will help their debt position. That would be a catalyst for them. And remember, out of the 47 million that we have in debt, we have 17 million. So we have a good, nearly half of the money to pay off the debt. So that's not bad. That's a good balance sheet, or not the best balance sheet, but an okay balance sheet, right? Margins. We like to see margins improving. That's the moat of the company. We were down here at 3% and negative 2%, but we're now at 23% margins. That's all improving, and all the other margins are improving as well. That is good. Okay, moving on down now to the profitability score. 28% is our profitability score. Let me just give you all the ticks there. All good apart from positive revenue growth forecast is amber, not bright green. Otherwise, we'd be in the 35s, 40s, which would be pretty good, right? Not the best, though, at the moment, but we're expecting this to improve. What about the solvency score? Like I said, the balance sheet is okay. 32%. It's just starting to turn green. It's gone from red to amber, and you can see it just turning green. It will do that around about the 35, 40. It'll turn green. Low DE is good. Long-term solvency is good. Short-term solvency and positive net debt, not so good. But we are expecting things to improve on the next earnings. Worst case scenario, Wall Street give it a 37% downside and give it a 35% upside at the average forecast, or the high forecast, 68% is the upside from Wall Street. Competition, if you want the competition, I'll give you the link to my software. You can go and check it all out. Insiders haven't been buying and selling for a while. We last had some selling going on back here in when was this? This was sold in March 7th. Have sold. Beg your pardon. During the last 12 months, Skywater insiders have not bought any shares, but have sold. This was 9 to 12 months ago. So this is quite a way ago when this was done. But we've had no buying and selling since. That was 13.7 billion. Wow. Let me just read that again. And sold 13.7 billion worth of shares. And that was done. Let me double check that number. During the last 12 months, Skywater Technologies have not bought any shares and sold 13.7 billion US dollars. Wow, that's a big transaction. The last transaction was made March the 7th, 2024. By Seher Lauren, who sold 4.5 million. That was done on March the 7th, 2024. But the big one was back here a year ago, 13.68. So that's a big amount of shares that were sold, but it was 9 to 12 months ago. I beg your pardon. Let me just zoom in so you can see that better. I beg your pardon. 9 to 12 months. Nothing significant. No buying, but we're consistently selling though. That's not good. That's not good. We don't want to see insiders selling like that. What about short interest? Well, we do have an 8.59% short interest. Not enough for a short squeeze, but it is putting downward pressure. I'm not surprised if the insiders are selling that amount of shares. I mean, that's a lot, 13.7 billion. I mean, that's ridiculous. That doesn't bode well, does it? But it was a year ago, and we've not bought any back since then. So let me just zoom out. Let's just look here. The year to date, we're up 4%. So since then, we've grown 4%. Last 3 months, 23%. The last week 3.5%, and today we're down 3.7%. But I don't like that amount of insider selling. I don't need to know why that was. Anyway, we don't have any recent news to share with you. The last news was over a year ago, so we're not going to look at that. There's been nothing new. There's no sentiment here. There's no latest news. Not much attention on the stock. No one's really talking about it. So again, I think we'll rank number 1 for this. There's not that much attention on it. It won't be hard for us to rank for it, put good news out. But I don't like the fact that we've had no inside buying and all we've had is a huge amount of selling 9 to 12 months ago. I have to say that doesn't look good. Let me click on it, see if I can open up some of this. Yeah, 54 transactions. That was a year ago. That's a big alarm bell for me, that one. Anyway, nothing recently. What about news? Well, we've already shared the news with you. Nothing else after that? No. Okay. This is one for further investigation to see why so much has been sold there. Anyway, let's compare it now to the S&P. Let's do a back test to the S&P. If we look here, you can see how it compares. If you bought $10,000 in 22 of the S&P, you're now worth 11. If you bought $10,000 of Skywater in 2022, you're now down to $7,000. You can see how volatile this is. It's extremely volatile. It's not a steady growth at all. With some movement, it's literally up and down. It looks like a trader's paradise, to be honest with you. This looks a great place to trade. Sensei might provide some great charts for this. It might look interesting from a trading point of view. But anyway, let's recap this stock and give you my thoughts on it. Undervaluation, 36%. So it's showing that it's undervalued. The earnings has got expected. We've got a few issues, but we've got a few positive catalysts there. We've got revenue going up. We've got operating income going up, investing cash flow going up. The balance sheet isn't the best balance sheet in the world, but we do have a decent amount of cash. We can virtually pay off all our debts. So the debt position's okay, hence why the solvency score was 32%. Profitability is a little bit low. We've got Wall Street giving it a 35% to 68% upside, but we do have insiders selling and not buying en masse as well. So my final thoughts on this stock is, I would say that the stock doesn't get much attention at the moment. It needs more investment. It needs people to start buying in. We need to. Its balance sheet's not too bad. We need to get. I think it was Dan, wasn't it, who did that blog? They seem to like social media. They seem to like engaging with their investors. Yeah, Dan Rakowski. Let's get him on the show. So the investors of this stock, you might like to create those groups. Let's get them on. Let's get Dan. Let's get the CEO on the show. Let's learn more about it. I'm just going to say, I'm not going to give it a buy or sell. I'm going to give it more investigation is needed. Because it's not a quick scalp stock, like a 20 cents, 30 cents, 40 cents, you can make some profit on this very quickly. It's not a scalp stock, it's an investing stock. So investing stocks have to be treated differently. And all we're seeing is insiders selling huge amounts of the stock. So it's one for further investigation. Click above my head for all the links. Down below in the description, you'll find the invite to the CEO video and my software. If you want Alpha Spread, my members can get a lifetime discount, or you can get a free plan as well. Over here, you'll see all my reviews. I've done over 100 reviews now, many companies I've reviewed, and it's a service I provide for my members free of charge. It's just what you get as a perk of being a member. Remember, I don't own the stock. I don't influence the stock whatsoever. I'm just here to provide the information for you to make money. That's all I want from this. All right, there you go. As always, until next time, take care of yourselves and each other.